Hi everybody, this is Stefanie Eris, and we're here today for a nice playful gooey flow. So whenever you're ready, find a comfortable seat, settle in. It doesn't have to look pretty or perfect, just let it be what it is. Soften, close your eyes, and allow yourself to turn your attention inward. Feel the weight of your seat sink down into the ground. Let your thighs get heavy, relax your toes. From the base of your spine, feel yourself unraveling your way up towards the crown of your head. And from the crown of the head, extend towards the heavens above you. Relax the shoulders away from your ears. And clench your jaw, your tongue. Soften behind your eyes. Begin to notice your breath at the tip of your nose. Note its texture, its taste. And allow that sensory experience to draw you in further. You might start to hear your breath like a whisper wash over the back of your throat. This kind of textured breath. Ujjayi pranayama. Join your palms in prayer and bow your lips towards your fingertips. Set your intention or dedication for your practice. Take a deep breath in and a sweet breath out. Let her open your eyes, open your palms, and start to spin your prayer around a little bit. Easy breaths in through your nose and out through your nose. Just start to get into this rhythm. Once you've done about 5 or so, circle around the other way. Let your elbows open and close, open and close. Now interlace your fingers, flip your palms up and over your head, take an inhale. As you exhale, round your spine, hollow out your belly, and push your palms away. 2 more like that, palms up high, inhale. Round back as you exhale. Once more, palms up, inhale. This time, bend your elbows wide, breathe out. Slide your hands behind your head, press your head into the hands. Think of lengthening the back of the neck. Inhale here. Exhale, draw your elbows together, round your spine, tuck your chin towards your chest. 2 more like that. Inhale, elbows wide. And exhale, close it off. 1 more time. Good, now slide your fingers to your shoulders, trace circles with your elbows. See if you can let your elbows touch before they lift, part, and scrape around. And you can let your spine go along for the ride. Let your head do as well. The next time your elbows touch, circle around the other way. Slide your palms down to your knees. Now begin to circle your spine. Feel your pelvis grounded and your ribs kind of swiveling around the central axis of your spine. Circle the other way. Roll yourself up to sit. Take your palms to the floor behind you. Plant your feet on the floor in front of you. I'm actually going to turn around so that I can be on my mat like you. Hands behind you, feet in front of you. Let's actually bring the inner edges of the feet together and catch the front of the shins. Pull your knees wide. Lift your chest up and through. Take an inhale. Exhale, zip your knees together. Rock back and round your spine. 2 more like this. Inhale, knees wide, chest up. And exhale, round back. Once more, knees wide, inhale. And exhale, round back. Now roll all the way down to your back. Open your knees wide and trace big circles with your knees in opposite directions. Circle the other way. Good, then scoop your left knee into your chest and extend your right leg long out in front of you. Flex both feet, take an inhale. Square your hips off as you exhale. Take another breath in and a deep breath out, like you're trying to really scuff forward through that extended heel and hug your outer hip into the midline. Now stomp your left foot to the floor, cross your right ankle over your left thigh like an ankle to knee. One of my favorite warm-ups. You're gonna lift up your head, climb up to your elbows, and then cross your left hand over to the right side of your mat so we can get to work on this right side of the hip. Simply shift your weight, tap your knee to the floor, and then push the floor away and shift your weight to center. Just giving that outer tush a little bit of a massage. So if you need a little bit more intensity, you can lift your left foot up off the floor. Maybe hang out in this spot and just rock and roll 1 inch at a time. And then come on back to center. Drop your left elbow down and then tuck your right foot behind your left ankle. Let that knee roll down to the floor. Trying to coax open a little space in the front of the hip and thigh. Scoot your shoulders out of the way, lie down on your back. Maybe your left hand reaches down to catch the top of the right foot. You can walk your feet a little closer. Lengthen your tailbone a little bit. Think of closing these front ribs and pressing the back ribs down. Take an inhale. Contract your right glutes. Squeeze. As you exhale, relax. 2 more like that. Inhale, contract those glutes. And think of pressing your knee towards the floor without lifting your hips up. And then exhale, relax. 1 more time. Contract. Inhale. And then relax as you exhale. Good. Release that right foot and extend your heel up towards the ceiling. Interlace your hands behind your thigh for support, then circle that ankle. Circle the other way. Flex your foot and bend your knee. Take an inhale. And then exhale, extend your heel to the sky. Instead of going for your deepest stretch right now, just keep things really supported, like more of a 90-degree angle. Bend your knee as you inhale, and then slowly extend. You don't have to straighten all the way, just until you feel resistance. And we're going for some opening in the belly of the hamstrings. If you're feeling anything close to your sits bone or too close behind the knee, you might play with bending it a little bit more, straightening a little more, play with where you're tucking in your pelvis so that you're orienting the sensation where you want it to go, okay? And then slowly bend that knee. Interlace your fingers over your shin and extend your left leg long. Take a breath. Try not to have your hips skewed out of square. Close the front hip points towards each other. Take an inhale and an exhale. Step your right foot to the floor. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Lift up your head. Climb up to your elbows. And then it's the right hand that's going to go up and over, cross over to the other side of your mat. So start to roll out your outer left hip. Rock towards the floor and then back to center a couple of times. Again, if you want more intensity, you can lift this foot up off the floor. Your abs will work a little bit to keep some control of the shape. Yeah, when you're ready, drop your right elbow down. Tuck your left foot behind your right ankle. Scoot your elbows and shoulders out of the way, lie on down. This might be enough. For more, you can catch the foot with your right hand. Contract your left glutes and press your knee towards the floor. Notice if you're trying to do anything with your spine or your hips. Try to stay stable, long, and strong. And then relax as you exhale. Do that again. Inhale, contract. And exhale, relax. It's subtle, right? 1 more time. Inhale, contract. And then release. Unthread that foot, kick your heel to the ceiling, and interlace your hands behind the thigh. Circle your foot. Can you kick your thigh against your hands and then pull your hands back against the thigh a little bit? Circle the other way. Just want to create a little bit of resistance. Flex your foot and bend your knee. Take an inhale. And then slowly extend as you exhale. Push up as you plug in. 2 more. Bend as you inhale. Reach with your exhale. 1 more time. And exhale, reach. Try not to let your lower back round and tuck with the extending of the knee, right? Try to keep the back of your pelvis flat down on the floor. And bend your knee, plant your feet. Have your ankles stacked underneath your knees. Spread your toes, spread your fingers. As you push into the floor, inhale to lift your hips up. Not the craziest bridge of your life, just something sweet. Exhale, roll back down one vertebra at a time with control. Again, you push down and lift up with your inhale. And roll back down as you exhale. Keep it going at your own pace. You might notice your knees want to open. Try to keep your thighs hugging towards parallel. Roll back down as you exhale. Again, push down, lift up. See if you can think of hugging your heels towards you and pushing your knees away at the same time. And then exhale, roll down. Really nice. One more time. Lift your hips up. This time, stay up. Send your arms up and over your head. Take a massive breath in. Exhale all the way out. Stay empty and then lower yourself to the floor. Create a little bit of a suction in your belly or a vacuum. Relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. Then lift up your head and start to rock up and down your spine. Climb your way up to all fours. I have a few blocks up here by the front of the mat just in case I need them for a little bit of support. I think that blocks are really useful, so I bring them into my practice all the time. I'll move this here so you can see my hands. So hands are about shoulder width apart, knees are underneath the hips. You can inhale, pull your chest forward. Let's wipe the slate clean, cow pose. As you exhale, tuck the tail, round the spine, all the way up to the top of the head releases. Again, from the tail, inhale, roll that back bend all the way up your spine. Exhale, tuck the tail under and round it, round it, round it. On your own for a few breaths. You're welcome to add on anything you'd like here. Some circles in the ribs. If you're circling, circle the other way. And then lift your heart. Take an inhale. I'm going to try to keep my collarbones nice and wide instead of collapsing into a rounded upper back, okay? So chest forward towards the thumbs. Tuck your toes. Lift your knees. And as you start to peel your seat up and back, notice my chest is still yearning for my thumbs. You might keep a nice bend in your knees. Can you relax your head? And then instead of just trying to push back towards your thighs, think inner thighs up, inner thighs up. I'm using my hands to push the floor away. Eventually, I can relax my head more, start to pedal through the feet. Number one in down dog is that spine is getting traction, okay? You can always keep a bend in your knees for down dog so that you can tilt those inner thighs up instead of forcing your legs straight and then rounding your back. It's just better for your body, better for your practice. Take an inhale and an exhale. Inhale, roll forward to a plank pose. Exhale, child's pose. Drop your knees, shift back towards your feet. Inhale, rise back up to all fours. Tuck the toes. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll it forward, plank pose. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, rise up to all fours. This time, exhale, bend the elbows, lower chest and chin to the floor. Slide through. Roll your shoulders back. Round your feet. And inhale to your baby cobra. Exhale, release to the floor. Two more like that, cobra. Inhale. And exhale, release. One more time. Child's pose as you exhale, push on back. A child's pose is always here for you should you need it. You can open your knees a little wider if you'd like. Let everything spill between the thighs. You can let your head fall. I'm going to rest my thumbs right at the bridge of my nose. Climb your way back up to all fours. Tuck your toes, lift your chest, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Lift your right foot to the sky with your inhale. Can you lift up to the ball of your standing foot and bend that standing knee a little bit? Exhale your knee to your nose. Again, down dog split, but with a bend in the standing knee. Exhale, knee to the nose. One more time. Exhale, I'm going to step all the way forward. Lower the back knee down. Point the back toes. Inhale, send the arms up high. Circle the arms back and around with the exhale. Two more. Inhale, some more. Exhale, circle around. One more time. Exhale, release the hands down. I'm going to grab some blocks. Scooch the back knee back, and then extend that leg long. I'm going to walk the blocks back a little further. Lift the chest. You might have to put a little bend in your front knee so that you're not tucking the tail under, what we talked about while we were lying on the floor and in down dog. So inner thigh back, spine long. Take an inhale. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, long spine. And exhale, bow. One more time. As I exhale, bend the knee, plant the foot, move the blocks. I'm going to tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and step back to downward facing dog. Plank pose with the inhale. Child's pose with the exhale. Inhale back to all fours. Exhale, chest and chin to the floor. Slide through to your cobra. Breathe in. Exhale, lower back down. Press up to plank or all fours. Inhale. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Send your left leg up to the sky. Rise to the ball of your foot and bend your standing knee. Take an inhale. Exhale your knee to your nose. Two more. One more time. And then step it through. Lower the back knee down. Point the back toes. Try to pull my left foot towards my right knee. Inhale, send the arms up high. Exhale, circle them around. Two more. I'm going to take my hands all the way down to the blocks. Scooch my right knee back to extend the left leg longer. Walk your blocks back a little bit so they're underneath your shoulders. Get tall and long. Again, you can always bend your front knee a little bit. Take an inhale. Exhale, bow. Again, inhale, lengthen. And exhale. One more time, lengthen out. And then slowly bend your knee, plant your foot, move your blocks, and step back. Downward facing dog. Inhale to plank pose. Exhale to child's pose. Inhale, roll up to all fours. Exhale, chest and chin to the floor. Slide through to your cobra as you inhale. Lower back down as you exhale. Plank pose or all fours, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Now walk your hands back to your feet. Separate your feet about mat width apart. And slowly lower down into your yogi squat. You can always stay up higher, keep your elbows on your thighs, or you can squat lower, just try to keep your heels grounded. Press your palms to prayer. Let's take a few deep breaths together. Don't be ashamed to rock your weight side to side, forward and back a little bit. Take an inhale. Exhale, release your fingers, lengthen your legs. Parallel your thighs so your knees face forward, and then heel toe your feet a few inches closer together so they're about 2 fist distance apart. Bend your knees enough that you can melt your belly to your thighs, and then interlace your hands behind your back. Bend your knees deeply, lift your chest, take an inhale. Exhale, fold your belly to your thighs. Maybe you lengthen the legs a little more. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more time. Exhale, fold. Slide your hands down your thighs, knees, and calves. Take a flat back. Inhale. Deep exhale, fold forward. Walk your hands out, downward facing dog. If you'd like a full vinyasa at this point, you're welcome to take it. Plank pose with the inhale. Either knee stretch chin or chaturanga as you exhale. Up dog or cobra with your inhale. Down dog, exhale. I'm doing this quarantine without a single chaturanga. So lift your right leg to the sky. This time bend that lifted knee and open up the hip. Straighten the legs, square the hips. Step that foot all the way through. This time hug your back foot an inch wider, ground your heel, and try to steer your back hip forward. Inhale, both arms up and overhead. Exhale, interlace your hands behind your lower back. Lift your chest as you inhale. Bow to the inside of your left thigh as you exhale, devotional warrior. Slide your fingers slowly down to the ground or to your blocks. Step onto your front foot and lift your other leg up behind you. Supported warrior 3. Breathe in. As you exhale, curtsy your left knee behind the right. 2 more like that. Kick back, inhale. Exhale, curtsy down. 1 more time. Now this time we're going to step all the way back into a lunge and drop the back knee down. Walk your front foot to the wider side of your mat and then press your hand against your thigh. Lean back. You might bend your back knee and draw your heel towards your seat. Then you might catch that foot behind you. If you have a block, sometimes it's nice just taking the block underneath your hand. Release your foot if you have it. Tuck your back toes. Lift your back knee. Step back to plank pose. And then lower your elbows to the floor underneath your shoulders. Forearm plank. Take an inhale. Firm that core a little bit more. Exhale. Take 1 more big breath. And as you exhale, lower your belly down to the ground. Sphinx pose. Point your toes. Think of dragging your elbows towards your belly. Keep this energy pulling your elbows back towards your belly. Lift your elbows up off the floor. Can you keep this strength as you reach your hands back behind you? And maybe lift your feet up off the floor. Take an inhale. And let it go as you exhale. You're welcome to release your head to the floor. You can windshield wiper your feet from side to side. Extend your legs behind you, slide your hands underneath you, press yourself up and back, downward facing dog. Lift your left foot as you inhale. Bend the knee and open up that hip as you exhale. Straighten your legs, square your hips, and step your left foot forward. Hop the right foot a little wider to ground that back heel. Steer your back hip forward. Then lift yourself up, warrior 1. Exhale, interlace your hands behind your back. Lift your chest. Inhale. Exhale, bow to the inside of your left thigh, devotional warrior. Slide your hands down to the ground or to your blocks. Step onto that front foot, lift your opposite leg up. Try not to open the hips, keep them square today. Exhale, curtsy. Inhale, kick back. And exhale, curtsy down. 1 more time, kick back. Really push into the standing foot and step back to a lunge. Drop the back knee. Walk your left foot wide. Try to get this right thigh heavy. And you can walk your left hand to the left thigh, press it away. You may bend your right knee. You might catch that foot behind you. Release the foot, release your hands. Tuck your back toe, lift the back knee, step back, and then lower down one more time to a forearm plank pose. This time you're welcome to hoist your hips up towards a dolphin pose. Try to get some weight in your hands. Think of hoisting up and getting your shoulders over your elbows. Some of you might get even up to your tippy toes and play with lifting a leg or two. You know, there's not a lot of space at home, but you can play. Okay, whenever you're ready, shift your way back to child's pose. If child's pose feels a little hot and crowded, come on up to sit. Okay. Now find your blocks. You might need them, you might not. Crawl up towards the front of your mat, bring your knees together. Open the feet and slide a block underneath your sits bones. And use this horizontal setting so that it's really underneath both sides of your seat. You can get a sense of how you feel. You want to make sure your knees stay comfortable here and your ankles aren't also straining to have them in this pointed position. So if you're comfortable here, you might stay put. To add on, you might flip that block down one. You can start walking your hands back. Wouldn't go further than this if you're on a block. If you'd like something deeper, slide the block out of the way and start to settle your seat between your feet. If there's any strain in your ankles or knees, you've already gone too far, okay? Eventually, you might lower your elbows to the floor. And once that's feeling all right, you might lie all the way down on the ground. You can catch your elbows overhead. Try not to let the knees splay wide or your back be in an extreme back bend. We're trying to find as much length as possible, okay? Try to take some long, deep breaths. And if there's strain, come up a setting. A lot of us want to rush to the end result and just get to the floor like I just did. But actually, if you lift yourself up, maybe just one setting, you can get a lot out of it, a lot of benefits. Even if that's just, patience. As you're ready, you'll climb yourself back up. Hands at the front of your mat. Scoot your knees back. And then stretch your right foot back behind you. Tuck your toes under and rock it out a little bit to open up the back of the knee. Change sides. Good plank pose, take an inhale. Lower all the way down to the ground as you exhale. Point your toes. Interlace your hands behind your back. Lift up your head. Give a visitor. You might lift your feet up off the floor. Find a spot, buddy. And then as you're ready, let it go. You can rest your head, shake out your hips. We'll take one more back bend here on the belly. You can take what we just did with hands interlaced behind the back, or you can bend your knees, catch your ankles, flare up your feet, and slowly start to kick your feet into your hands to let the heart rise. As you're ready, let it go. Let yourself rest. As you're ready, you'll roll your way onto your back. We'll take one final back bend here. I'm going to give you some options. If you have a block or you have some books, you can use a block underneath your pelvis for supported bridge. So the pelvis is elevated, the shoulders are tucked under, everything is delightful, super easy, okay? If you would prefer a good old-fashioned bridge pose, no block. You'll interlace your hands behind your back. If you have a full wheel in your practice, you're more than welcome to take that. Just be safe, be careful. I'm going to stay here today. When the moment is right, you release all the way back down. Windshield wiper your knees. Straighten your right leg out. Pick up your hips and shift them over to the right. And pick up your right foot, cross it over to the left for a big twist. You might need a block underneath that knee if it doesn't make its way to the floor. You might even want to bend your left knee and catch that left foot behind you. If you're holding onto that foot, let it go. Step your right foot back to center and center your hips. Change sides. Scoot your hips over to the left. Pick up your left leg, cross it over to the right. You want to try to get your pelvis to stack. And so if they are and your knee doesn't make it to the floor, that's okay. Slide something underneath it for comfort. You might bend that right knee and catch your foot behind you. Tack that shoulder blade towards the floor. And if you have that right foot, let it go. Step back to center. Center your hips. Now cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Pick your left foot up off the floor. Interlace your hands behind your thigh or over your shin. You can circle this around a little if you like. Circle the other way. Hang on in stillness for at least 5 breaths. And slowly plant your left foot down. Plant the right foot down. Change sides. Cross your left ankle over the right thigh. Pick the right foot up. Interlace your hands behind the thigh or over your shin. Again, you can circle this guy around a little if you'd like. You can hear your breaths can be so deep to help keep you in the sensory experience as opposed to, back into the routine of your autopilot inner monologue. And slowly release your right foot. Send your left foot to the sky. Interlace your hands behind your thigh, and you're welcome to extend your right leg out. You might walk your hands up to your ankle, take an inhale. Exhale. You might curl up a little more. I tend to play kind of in this moderate level. I like to keep hamstrings strong and try not to over pull, especially when I've been sitting in my house for the past 2 weeks. And then hugging it. I'll change sides. So reach the right foot up, extend the left leg out. Maybe it starts out on the floor, and as you curl your way up, you might need the kick from your left leg to help support yourself. And then hug both knees into your chest. Open your knees wide and find a happy baby pose. As you kick up with your feet, pull down with your hands. And release your feet to the floor. Relax your arms by your sides. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath you a little bit. Flip the palms up. Lift your head, lengthen the back of the neck a little bit. Lift your pelvis, lengthen your tail a little bit. And then extend your legs out. Let everything flop. Shavasana. Now, if Shavasana lying on your back is not the most comfortable position for you, you're welcome to find a child's pose or come up to a comfortable seat. Wherever it is that you find yourself, make a choice to be still for the next few moments. Let yourself bask in the after effects of your practice. Soak up how you feel. Let go of any control you have over your breath, but do let yourself feel it. Notice any thoughts, prayers, worries. Acknowledge them. And then come back to your breath and how we feel resting here in your body. You're welcome to stay here as long as you'd like. You're closing your practice with me. Bring your palms to prayer. Bow your lips towards your fingertips. Take a sweet breath in. And a sweet breath out. Shanti. Namaste. Thank you.